Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel for another speed build here with me, Addict. Welcome back to Sims 2 Pleasantview, and today we are starting work on the police station for Pleasantview that I've been wanting to build for a very long time. So I found a little bit of an inspiration clip arty image here online, and this is what I was working from wanting to build this lovely little police station. So everything that I sort of did was based on this inspiration image. I love building from inspiration. I'm someone who always builds from inspiration when I can. I just think it turns out better. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just like not super creative as a person in terms of like coming up with original designs and stuff. Like, I'd much rather find something that looks like how I want it to look and then recreate it. So yeah, it's on a pretty large lot actually, because we do have a rather large car park, but we've also got a functional space that the Sims can drive in and park, because this is going to be an active sort of career lot which I actually have some active Sims playing. And we'll get a little bit of a sneak peek at that at the very end of the video today. So if you would like to skip the speed build and skip forward to sort of the finished product and play testing the lot, I'll leave a timestamp or a chapter marker where you can do that. But yeah, so the police station build, this was meant to come out like mid-week this week, but unfortunately my game just spat the dummy this week. I had some issues with my neighborhoods management folder, neighborhoods manager folder, not folder, file. Not regenerating properly. So in your neighborhoods folder in my documents in The Sims 2, there's like a neighborhoods manager file which is meant to automatically update every time you sort of reload the game. And I do a lot of like putting in different neighborhoods folders and pulling different downloads folders in and out, and I do a lot of this kind of thing. So basically what happened was I tried to load Pleasantview, but the last time that I'd played my game, the neighborhood that was assigned the ID N001, so neighborhood 001, which is the ID that gets assigned to Pleasantview, the last time I'd played the game, it was assigned to a different neighborhood. And so when I loaded Pleasantview, the game tried to put my town on this other town's terrain. I know that's a little bit confusing. I didn't get a picture of it. I really should have got a picture of it because it looked so wacky and I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, so basically the lots were all there, the Sims were all there, but the terrain was wrong. So somehow the game had gotten confused about which terrain Pleasantview was meant to be on. So I tried to use a program called Hood Replacer to just switch it back to the correct terrain, but then it also actually got rid of all of my trees and neighborhood deco, which was just a big old pain in the butt because I have a lot of trees and neighborhood deco in here. So I ended up going back and restoring from a backup. First of all, I had to fix the issue with the neighborhoods manager file not refreshing every time. And then yeah, I ended up loading from a backup that I thankfully had, which wasn't too far behind. It was, I took the backup before I did the last speed build, the Blue Water Pier speed build. So I restored from that backup, and then I was able to load Blue Water Village without an issue. So I loaded Blue Water Village, I saved the pier, I put it into the backup version of Pleasantview, and then we were finally all good to go. But then yeah, so you can see here I've done the shape of this build, I've done the car park, I'm working on the roof and everything, and in a minute here there's going to be a little bit of a jump cut, and there's going to be a little bit of a jump cut because my game actually crashed, and that was, so after all of my troubleshooting, after finally getting the game working again, it crashed and I lost the entire build because I hadn't saved, and I rage quit and went to bed because I was already pushing it in terms of it being quite late in the afternoon, trying to get this speed build recorded, and I was like, I'm gonna have a late night trying to get this video out. This was on like Thursday night, I think. Yeah, Thursday night. And then, yeah, it crashed and I lost the build, and I was just like, I cannot deal with this right now. But anyway, so let's actually focus in on the build here. All of my troubleshooting chat can be shelved because everything got fixed eventually. yeah, so you can see I'm just going from that image, trying to get this shape. And I liked this shape, and this shape kind of appealed to me for Pleasantview because it had this front corner was sort of built up nice and high, and it kind of had this little pop upwards that it does. And I thought that kind of matched the existing architecture in Pleasantview, which tends to have a lot of kind of like bits that pop up. And now I wanted to put a police sign here above the entrance like there is in the building, but I didn't have one. So I went ahead and in between recording sessions and in between, there we go, that was the game crashing. I created a custom police sign that you'll see me put in the build here in a minute. So this, there it is. And I think it looks really cool. But yeah, this is the rebuilt version. You can see I've made it a bit whiter at the moment. The wall texture is quite a bit whiter, but I do actually end up changing that back to that more sandy colored tone because the white was actually just too bright for Pleasantview. Like it just sticks out like a sore thumb from neighborhood view when it's in white. So I do change it back to match in with the stucco, the sandy stucco of the rest of the neighborhood. But yeah, so there was a little break there in between recording sessions where I made that police sign. And then as I continued to build this lot, I realized that I wanted to make something else for it, which you can kind of see here on this inspiration image. There's a parking barrier, which sort of sections off the back area where the police vehicles park to the front area where the pedestrians park, or the civilians park. And I wanted a barrier like that. So I found one for The Sims 3 by Cyclonesu on the Sims resource, and I converted it to The Sims 2, which was very exciting. And I've never really done Sims conversions before. I've never done 3:2 or 4:2 conversions before. So I kind of just had to follow a tutorial, mess around a bit. Obviously, I've played around a fair bit with meshing, and I've played around with recoloring, so I know bits and pieces about the process, but yeah, this was just something new that I did. This is me just fiddling around with the wall color, thinking like, is this too bright? I don't know. But yeah, so this little like building over here is meant to be kind of like a security checkpoint, where the police officers will come in with their cars and then they get security checked to make sure that they actually are policemen who work here and have the right to park in that back area. So there's going to be another little cut coming up in a minute here where I go off and I learn how to convert objects from The Sims 3 into The Sims 2. And now that I've learned to do that, I'm quite excited about the fact that I've learned to do that, and I'm eager to like, oh, you'll see me pause and save a few times too, gosh. But now that I've learned how to do that, I'm quite eager to convert more things from The Sims 3 and The Sims 4 into The Sims 2 when I need them. So yeah, expect, I guess, me to start doing that a bit more if I feel like there's something in particular that I know exists in another game that I want to have in this game. And then you can see it's in the picture as well, they've got like lollipop trees all the way around, so I put lollipop trees all the way around this. The only part of this build that I'm not 100% happy with is actually that fence that I put right on top of that bit that pops up, because it was too dark and I couldn't be bothered making a recolor of the fence that was lighter, but I really should have. So that might be something that I do on a day soon where I have some time to kill and I don't feel like playing, or I'm just on my laptop bumming around, I don't know. But yeah, so here I'm sort of starting to work on trying to pick out floor textures and trying to have a think about the interior layout, but I decided I was too tired to do the interior layout and I needed a break, so I took a break instead. I was watching my good friend Alex do a stream, and so I decided to learn how to convert this object instead. So here we go, I've converted it. And so we now have this kind of like parking barrier, which is super duper cool. So yeah, it's part of a bigger set by Cyclonesu, and I do want to see if I can convert the rest of it. But for now, I just converted the one item that I really needed, and I accidentally hit undo, so it disappeared. I've got it in that sort of orangey red and white color. I've also got it in yellow and black, and I do think I'd change it to yellow and black eventually, because that was closer to the inspiration image. Here I'm trying to see if there's anything I can put on the roof that kind of looks like air conditioning ducts or air conditioning vents, and I couldn't find anything that was suitable, so again, that might be something that I look at converting from another game. Okay, but here we go. So now we're going to start working on the interior layout of this police station. And this I did not have an inspiration image for. I was sort of more just going on the fly, just trying to figure out how exactly I wanted to lay it out. I was looking up a couple of different police station layouts on Google image search and kind of looking up like how some other police stations are laid out and what kind of rooms I would want and what kind of areas I needed. So I knew I wanted a couple little holding cells. This is not a jail. If we have a sim who needs to go to jail, which we may end up building a completely separate, like, functioning prison using Inger's mods, the Simlogical prison mod. I knew I wanted to have an office for the chief. I knew I wanted to have an interrogation room. I knew I wanted to have like an evidence processing room, and I knew I wanted to have a room where the rest of the squad kind of works. But I knew I wanted that room to be a bit more open and a bit larger. It was tricky with this lot with the just the size of it and the window placement, I guess. Like, I wanted to make sure that most rooms had a little bit of natural light if they were rooms that people would be working in a lot throughout the days. And then obviously I wanted to have like a reception area as well. So I do play around with the floor plan quite a bit. This back hallway here, you can see I've kind of put this in as like a back second entrance, and I wanted this entrance to go directly to like an interrogation room, a booking room, or directly through to the holding cells, so that basically if you get brought in for a crime in the back of a cop car, you know, they'll go through the checkpoint, they'll park out the back, and they'll come in this private entrance and take you straight through to those holding cells that you kind of see there in the back corner. So yeah, it was challenging to, I guess, make the flow of the lot work. I wanted to make sure that it flowed well and it flowed properly in terms of a functional space. And I think I do get there in the end. It just took a lot of finagling and fiddling around and changing my mind a lot of times as well. The other thing is, because I wanted it to be a functional business lot, I had to make sure, you know, it had a little bit of a kitchen, it had a little bit of a bathroom. So somewhere there where the workers can eat and use the restroom. So I do make sure to put that in as well. And then here, so I'm starting work just on the little entry foyer, the little reception area where you can come in if you have to talk to a police officer about anything. I think I can count on one hand the times that I've actually been to a physical police station in my life. I had to go to a police station. The first time I ever went to a police station was after my nana had passed, and I had to give a statement because she passed away in our home, which was really sad. That's just like a really sad story that I'm sorry that I just brought up. But basically I had to go in and I had to make a statement about what I'd seen and stuff, because it was a little bit... it's a whole story, I won't get into it. But yeah, I had to do a statement for that. And then I went into a police station one day when someone had rear-ended me and run off, or like hit my car and then left. And then I went into a police station once because someone had left a wallet at my store that I used to run, the Hungry Jack store that I used to run, and I wanted to turn it into the police because they hadn't come back to collect their wallet after a few days. So that's my actual exposure to cop stations. But yeah, so I don't have a lot of like real life experience with them. So I was very heavily relying on my imagination and inspiration images. But the few times I've been into a physical police station, they do definitely have that sort of like reception area where if you do need to, for example, turn in somebody's lost wallet that you found, you can kind of just walk up to the desk and be like, yeah, like I found this, blah, blah, blah. Just turning it in case they want it. And it was funny. I remember that day I went in and turned in that wallet. The guy was really suspicious of me, and he was like, how'd you find this? How'd you come across this? Is everything still in here from when you found it? I was like, standing there in my restaurant manager uniform, like from work, being like, yes, no, it got left in my store. We kept it for a few days in case they called looking for it. Now I'm bringing it here. And he was like really suspicious of me, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyway, so I know, again, focusing back on the build, I am using a lot of conversions from The Sims 4 for this build. So The Sims 4 Get to Work obviously came with an active sort of police detective career doodad. So I have a full set of conversions from The Sim 4 Get to Work, which I believe are by a creator called Early Pleasantview. I think that's where these ones are from. If not, just have a Google, just see if you can find like Sims 4 to 2 Get to Work conversions. I think it's Early Pleasantview who did who did these ones. But yeah, so like the front desk, for example, the police shields, the booking camera, the height chart, those bookcases, like filing cases that are in the chief's office, that's all from The Sims 4 that's being converted down into The Sims 2. And they're really, really helpful items if you are wanting to do a police station build in The Sims 2. I highly recommend grabbing that custom content because it's very useful. And yeah, just sort of working more on the layout here, working more on wall paints and textures and floorings. Sorry, I keep pausing. I think I was watching a live stream at the time, so I was probably just pausing to type in chat. But yeah, so this little room here with the tiles, this is just a really, really simple, really plain unisex bathroom. I didn't want to do anything too fancy with bathrooms. Plus, I found I was actually quite limited for space, even though this lot is huge. There was just a lot that I wanted to fit in here. So this is just a really simple bathroom for, as I said, the workers, the crew members, the squad members, to come in and actually use that. This is the chief's office. I think this is the first room that I fully decorate. That's also from The Sims 4, that crime sort of plotting pinboard map thing. And I thought it was cool. And so the chief's office is fairly roomy. He's got a fair bit of space in here. He's got lots of filing. He's got a nice desk. And the chief who will be running this police station, I will reveal at the end of the video, as I said, when we come in and do some play testing. So this is his office. This is where he's going to be. And so he's got like a computer to do work on. He'll be writing articles. He'll be going out on patrol. He'll be just like interviewing people and talking to people. If someone sees a crime or something they're suspicious about, they might come in and have an interview with the chief, or maybe not the chief, maybe then the other police officers will come in and talk to the chief. I don't know. But yeah, so I wanted this to look kind of like a well-used workstation where he's looking through case notes and he's looking at he's going to have a nice mug here on his desk, of course, as well, for his cuppa that he's probably drinking all day long, his coffee. Just adding some more into my collection file there. More conversions from The Sims 4, as you can see here, some more filing cabinets. I wanted him to have some type of like award to show that he's a great police officer, great police chief. Wanted to have the badge, wanted to have some type of little plaque for his education or his career so far. And some files, some pinboards, some bulletin boards. I don't know, I was just having fun pulling things out of the catalogue and seeing what I wanted to use. But this is almost done now, I think. I think I add an extra pinboard or something. And I add a visitor controller as well to his office too, because obviously we want to carefully control who actually comes to this lot. There you go, there's a visitor controller. That right there is my newly remeshed business controller item. Thanks to Gina. Thank you so much, Gina, for remeshing that for me, because it looks so much better than the hammer and sickle thing that it used to be. Put an extra chair in there as well, because in case he needs to have an interview or a chat with someone in his office, we're going to need an extra chair. Just finishing off that bathroom just with some hand soap, some paper towel, and a hand dryer. That's pretty standard. This interview room is pretty basic. I put in a one-way mirror, which I have no idea where I downloaded from. I've had it for ages. So the other police officers can spy as someone is being interviewed if they want to, because that just seems to be a thing with... I know, it's funny, isn't it? Because it's like, if you were being interviewed and you saw this like mysterious mirror on the wall, like you would know someone was on the other side watching you. You would know that's a one-way mirror. But anyway, I thought it would be fun to put one in. And then, so this space here, this is kind of like the space for the crew, the other officers who work here. And I go through quite a few different iterations of layouts in this area because I wanted to have some work cubicles. Basically, it's just some workstations where they all sit and work throughout the day. Then I also wanted to have like a bigger kind of meeting table, meeting area where they can all get together and chat about what's, going on and latest crimes and things like that. So I wanted to have that. And then I also wanted to have the little kitchenette. And I finally work out I can put 3 sort of cubicles over there on the side, which works pretty well. I would have liked to be able to have been able to fit 4, but 3's good. And then we've got the big sort of meeting table over there with the crime map as well. And then back here, I did those windows as orange originally because that's what it kind of looked more like on the inspiration image, and then I was like, nah, I don't like it, and changed them to black, and just sort of did a bit of repainting on the outside instead. Just me getting distracted as usual. Yep. But yeah, this little kitchen area is very basic. It's just got a nice fridge, it's got some benches, got a dishwasher, got a sink, got a coffee machine, got a microwave. It's just a standard business kitchen. I've been building a lot of these little like staff room kitchens lately because I've been doing a lot of open for business style lots. But yeah, standard sort of, yeah, as I said, staff kitchen vibes over here. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. Just got some mugs up there in the shelf and some plates, and that's basically it, I think, for that kitchen area. Oh, I had some curtains. Oh, how homey, how cozy. Some curtains for the police station. Very nice. Now this room, I did mention this before. I wanted to have some type of like evidence processing room. Oh, and I found this lie detector, which I forgot is a thing in The Sims 2. And I was like, oh my gosh, we need to have this lie detector in the interview room. So I shuffle some walls around yet again, move the one-way mirror, and I put the lie detector in here. So if they need to use the lie detector, they can. But yeah, so this we put this big bio station thing in here. Now I know it makes more sense for that to be in like a hospital, but I kind of figured it's like some type of little chemical processing area. And I also put, you can see there's some a microscope in here as well. I think there's like lots of filing cabinets for evidence storage, and lots of sort of lockers and things like that. And then I also put in a fingerprint scanner on one of the desks, I think, in the cubicle area, because, you know, I have a fingerprint scanner and I thought that would be cool. And there's a periodic table of the elements on the wall there because, I don't know, why not? My husband came in and was like, what are you doing? And I showed him the police station. This was basically after I'd finished building it. And he was like, why is there a table of the elements on the wall? And I was like, I don't know, it's like a science room. I thought it would make sense to have a table of the elements on the wall. It's like a cool thing. I don't know. And then, yeah, I wanted to have some whiteboards and some places where, you know, if they're investigating a case, they can scribble some notes down and things like that. Just some files, a little plant, because why not? Just some random bits and pieces sort of throughout the room. And, oh yeah, I put a bunch of these burglar alarms on the wall over here because I thought that was cool. I think I put some outside the prison cells as well. The prison cells do change, by the way. Right now they've not got the proper prison walls or doors, but I do actually change those up a bit. And I don't know if I actually film it, but they do change a bit. And then last but not least, I was like, oh, I haven't finished the entry room, so or like the reception room. So this room is very basic. It's just got a tiny little bench here if you have to sit and wait, like maybe you've come in to post bail for somebody and then you got to sit and wait for the cops to go get him and bring him out and stuff. So I do that. I put some more like deco in that little office space. So basically I think I could have quite a few Sims that work here actually if I wanted to. I could have definitely a police chief, 3 police officers minimum working at those cubicles. I could have a receptionist. I could have some scientists who do the evidence processing. And so, yeah, I think I could have at least like sort of 5 or 6 Sims that work here if I really wanted to, which, I don't know, could be cool. And, yeah. But this is pretty much done. So what we might do, oh yeah, more security cameras because we need security. Oh yeah, no, I have to put a little bit of furniture in the holding cells. Right. So the holding cells are very, very basic. They've just got some benches and some toilets and that's it. It's not a life of luxury if you're in the holding cell. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the build. So let's jump into the gameplay footage. Alrighty guys, so here we are with our live play testing, and you will firstly notice this is not the cop shop. No, it's not. This is the house that Jodie and Jason Larson moved into in Bluewater Village. It's a renovation of a Bluewater Village house, which is originally over by Malcolm Landgrab's mansion, and I renovated it to look like an old factory, and I had a lot of fun with doing it, like all this like rustic, you know, exposed brick, kind of industrial vibes. I don't know. Anyway, the reason we're here is that our sim here, Jason Larson, happens to have the lifetime want to become the Captain Hero level 10, aka the top of the policeman career. So, we are going to be giving him the opportunity to run the cop shop in Pleasantview. He is going to be the police chief in Pleasantview. So there's a couple of things that we need to do to get this set up. And I thought I would bring you guys along with me to set it up because you might be interested in how I'm going to do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is use Monique's Hack Computer to come in here and go into Career, Select Job. And with Monique's Hack Computer, you can, of course, select any job that you want. You don't have to find a job and go through that whole hoopla. There's a number of ways to cheat a certain career for your sim. You can use the newspaper, you can use Sim Blender, you can use whatever you want. I'm going to use this. So we are going to search for law enforcement because that is the one we are going to want. Of course, I have 10,000 custom careers in my game, so I've got to sort through all of those. Jodie, we already know she's going to be running the little cafe, so that's going to be her thing. But yeah, Jason is going to be working in the law enforcement career. Now, he's also, lucky him, going to get, that's college, an automatic promotion or two. We're going to set his job level. Oh, I thought I might be able to do that with Monique's Hack Computer as well, but I guess not. Do I have a Sim Blender in here somewhere? Maybe I don't yet. Okay, well, let's grab a Sim Blender. So we're going to finagle his career, and we're going to pop him up at maybe level like 5 or 6 or thereabouts. I'm just going to pop that there under the stairs. So, yeah, we're going to go to career, set level. What is level 5? Let's see. Vice Squad? No, I want him to be higher than that. Career, set level 6. What is that? Detective? No, I want him to be higher than that. I want him to be like a chief, which I think might actually be like level 8. SWAT team leader? No. Level 9? Police chief. Right, so he is a chief. He is high up. He is a high-ranking police official. Right, that's what I wanted. So now he does have a regular job, and so where we play this family, sometimes he'll just go off to his rabbit hole job, and sometimes we're going to go and play the active police station lot in Pleasantview, which right now I'm going to have him buy. Now, obviously, he's going to technically be this lot's owner, but think of it more as like the government is giving him control over the branch. He's not actually the owner. They didn't actually have enough money to buy this lot. You know, they haven't like saved up for it. I also need to rename it. It's still called Cop Shop at the moment. But yeah, so he is taking care of the lot for the government. Now, this is a piece of custom content you can download off Mod The Sims. It's a drivable cop car. So I'm going to go ahead and have him go somewhere. And we're going to head into the cop shop. And we're going to get it a little bit set up for how we would like it to run. So I'll see you guys when we load in. All right, so here we are. And Jason has just driven in up through the car park and parked his car here. Unfortunately, it looks like because I put this parking gate here, the animation did actually cancel out. Like the car just sort of popped into that place. So that's okay, no worries. I'd rather have the parking gate there. But yeah, so here we are at the police station, and there's going to be a couple of things that I do to make this lot work how I want it to work. So first of all, I was looking through the career levels, and I think I'm actually going to slightly demote poor Jason after he's, just been promoted up to level 9. I'm actually going to put him back down to level 7, which is going to make him a lieutenant. I think that's more realistic, and I actually went through and gave him a bunch of skills that he needed to be level 9, so now I'm going to just drop him back down so that he can be level 7 instead. There we go. But yeah, so we're going to have to hire a couple of Sims who work here. I'm going to need to go through and work out who some of my NPC police officers are, who might want to work here every day, and then I'll write them all down in a spreadsheet and summon them. But today, basically what I'm doing is just checking for... His car park is too narrow, realistically. I'm just checking for things that obviously aren't working. And I'm just going to get it set up with the basics. One thing I'm definitely going to do off the bat is I'm going to get him an open-close sign. Can I find the open-close sign? That's always the question. Here it is. I'm just going to have that sit. Maybe like here, that's fine. Then I'm going to use the business controller to control that. And I'm going to have it closed for now. So in terms of who I want visiting here, I'm going to say sim type ban all, and I'm going to age ban all as well, just to really make sure we don't get sim spawning here unless I personally spawn them in for a particular reason. So yeah, we're going to need a receptionist, as I mentioned. We're going to need 3 extra police officers to work here. Oh yeah, and here you can see, look, this is the jail cells actually updated and working properly. They get no privacy if they need to pee, but you know, it's a holding cell. What can you expect? But yeah, so we'll need a receptionist, we'll need 3 extra police officers, and maybe like someone who specializes in evidence processing who works in here day in, day out. And most of the sims are just going to sit at their computers each day and like study. They're going to surf the web. They're going to write articles as well, probably, and just do things like that. We'll have them have meetings. But so when I'm looking through a lot for the first time, the first thing I'm sort of checking for is that all the chairs are tucked in where they should be, which it looks like these ones are. This one here is just a decorative chair. I wonder if the Sims can actually sit on this. Let's find out. I know he'll be able to sit here and he'll be able to use this telescope as well, and that, well, whoever we have working here will do that, and they will actually learn logic skill from doing that, so that's going to be kind of fun. The kitchen looks functional. I'm not seeing any issues here with like the ability to make coffee or anything like that. Another thing I'm going to do immediately is lock this door for household and employees only. Going to lock this door for household and employees only. And that should be the only 2 doors which are accessible to the public, I think. Also, I'm realizing it would probably make sense to have a door there, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, he can sit in that chair. Sweet. Okay. And then I'm not really sure how the prisons work, but let me see. Can you go in there, or do you have to have like a prisoner token to go in there? Oh yeah, you can go in there, but I can't click on these doors and lock them. Alright, so interesting. I'll have to play around with Inga's mod. See if I can figure out how that's supposed to work. But that looks all good. This door is stuck open. Okay. Not sure why that's doing that. What's too close to that making that happen? Okay, well, I switched it out with a smaller door, which I don't love, but now it's not sticking open. So I guess that's what we're going to go with, because that's just, otherwise it's going to absolutely frustrate me. Another thing I was thinking is something I've seen Annie do a lot in her Let's Plays is she will spawn in a, whatchamacallit, the career dresser thing. So let me see what I'm trying to say here. Tom's clothing tester, this thing. So yeah, if we could find somewhere to put this, which didn't look ridiculous, like maybe in this booking room, so it's like if you get booked, you have to keep your clothes in here and change into something that looks more like what a prisoner would wear. That could be cool. And then I think I can have him wear his work clothes. Wow, you selected music at level O. Oh no. Hang on. I've never used this mod before. Dress like NPC. I can have him dress like NPC cop. Okay, well now he's looking like a cop. That's nice. Okay, well I couldn't quite figure out how to get that Tom's clothing tester mod to work. And it actually seems to have broken his career. Like, it's reset him to a security guard level 1. So I don't quite know what's going on with that. Maybe if you're more familiar with that mod than me, please let me know. So I've set him back to level 7 now, and I'm just going to have to make sure he gets dressed for work every day before he comes to work, I guess. So he's actually wearing the correct uniform. And I also just finagled with this little area here just a little bit. We've got this weird corner now, but I was thinking I could put like a cupboard there or something, because I was thinking, yeah, it would make more sense if someone who came in this entrance who did have to come back into the back areas of the police station could get through this door. But obviously, yeah, we've still got it locked to allow household and employees only. So, yeah, I think with that sort of test of the lot done, the next thing I really need to do is work out which Sims are going to work here. So I don't know if I want to do that today or not. I think I might save that for the first time we play this lot as Jason in our Pleasantview Season 2. So I think I'm going to leave it here, but it does look like my lot is functional. it does look like it works, and it's going to be okay. This is the fingerprint scanner, by the way, which is a Maxis item that I've unlocked somehow, so I can scan for prints, which I thought would be fun. And maybe we'll have some of the policemen like take this thing and scan around for fingerprints. Maybe they can all have one in their inventory or something. But like, how cool is this? I freaking love The Sims 2. Just the random stuff you can do in this game. And this is getting him some type of skill. I'm not sure which one it is. Oh, and he's like had a thought bubble for whose fingerprints are there or something. Wait, is he going to get another thought bubble if he scans over here? This is so interesting to me. Angela Pleasant. Angela Pleasant has been in the cop shop and she is guilty. Oh my goodness. And so he's just going to put that on the floor. Of course he is, right? But anyway, guys, I think that is where, yeah, I'll leave it for this video. So I hope that you've enjoyed this speed build. I do think it turned out really nicely. I'm very happy with the overall look of my lot, and I hope that you guys are excited to see more and to get stuck into Pleasantview Season 2 soon. If you were wondering, my timeline is that I'm hoping to have Season 2 ready to go when I come back from maternity leave. So basically, I'm going to be giving myself a little bit of maternity leave when baby boy arrives, and he is due on July 5th, so it'll be sometime around there where he arrives. I'll be taking a month off. I'll be finishing off a lot of the, like, you know, stuff that I need to kind of get done for getting Season 2 ready off camera when I have time. Hopefully I still have little bits of time. And then probably when I'm back from that maternity leave is when we will jump into Season 2. So just to let you know, that's my current plan. Oh God, my game is just not cooperating with me right now in terms of pink flashing. Oh dear. Did you just get struck by lightning, actually? I can't tell because you're pink flashing. I updated my graphics drivers, you guys, and since I did it, my game has just been like this. He's got to tell the witch to leave. But yeah, updated my graphics drivers because I'm always one to assume that the latest graphics drivers will be best. And this is now what I am dealing with. So, isn't that fun for me? Anyway, gonna call it here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did. You can subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and I will be back hopefully sometime later this week with the next Sims 2 Pleasantview renovation. So until then, take care guys, have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.